you make of this over 200-point fall yesterday?
Yeah, it was profit booking across the spree. It was coinciding with so many data points. The US market reaction which happened, I think, over the last 2 days, where there was a retracement of almost 1500 points so far for the Dow. Then a 3-4% correction for many of the other global indices. Rollovers, which forms an important aspect in terms of the FNO expiry. And then the most important point for our market specifically, which is positioning pre to the events, to the election event. And I think in that sense, the market positioning had gotten a lot more lighter this time around, because you've seen sharp reduction in the open interest for many instruments, whether it's stock futures or whether it's Bank Nifty futures. So I think in that sense, I would probably expect that the markets went through a bit of confluence of so many factors, and that's why you saw the indices behaving the way they did yesterday. Yes, we've broken below a critical short-term support at 22,700 mark, but when you are going into an event kind of a week, as well as on the expiry front, I think what matters is that how strong can the index make a comeback. Right now, the positive data point across the globe is that many of the US as well as the European markets, they have come back into oversold nature in terms of their short-term indicators, which means that in the next 1 or 2 days we can expect a bounce over there, and that could probably result into some better positioning for our markets also.
Okay, point taken. So that's a view coming in. But help me jog my memory, Kunal. When was the last time we have seen such a massive reduction? FIs reduce their position by 80% in a single session. Is this something which has been the case earlier as well, or this is one of the few times we have also seen it?
No, this is just one part of the one leg of what we look at in terms of data. So, the most important strategy which happens on the election is delta neutral strategies. And that requires combination of options as well as futures. So when you look at futures as a data point, yes, there has been a very sharp reduction in terms of open interest. But then when you look at this in the adjacent kind of data point, it indicates that the adjustment was more towards so that to compensate for the delta changes, because the IVs are so high at 23, 24 levels. And I think it's just a minor adjustment to that entire play, and that's why I believe that you see such a kind of a sharp data point in terms of the index futures. But I strongly believe that when you look at this post-elections, post the event, once the IVs narrow down, all of these data points would probably get back into a normalization.
Okay, so what's the stock strategy? Do nothing, Kunal? No trade?
No, I think index futures wise do nothing. That's what I've been saying over the last 2 days, because it doesn't make sense to participate in this kind of steep volatility. But stock specific, yeah, 2 buy calls. The first one is one Indus Star. That stock has been relatively doing pretty well for itself, trading at 340 plus mark. And the previous supports also were for Indus Star is close to 334, 335 mark. So keeping 336 as a near-term stop loss would suggest a buy with a target of 360. And Oberoi Realty apparently is one of the few real estate stocks which have been doing pretty well. Yesterday also the stock closed at the high point of the day, as well as on a positive trend over the last 3 to 4 days. So expecting an up move for the stocks, 1900 as a target, stop loss could be kept at 1800 mark.
Okay, point taken.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.